to start watching me here on YouTube, thank you very much. Like I said, thank you. Now just watching me on YouTube, also on Facebook. My brother in Christ, Michael Andrade. This could be your last holiday with your family, whether it's COVID or something else. Enjoy and be safe. Freddy Rodriguez, also there from, oh man, over there, Irlanda, ya por Orla, New Mexico. Man, be safe out there working in the oil and gas industry there, brother in Christ, Mr. Freddy Rodriguez, saying that's the thing. People don't care. It's sad. College kids, everyone that is close to the family live, work, and go to school out of town. Close families still come from all over, which will be the hard part. Ms. Gloria Escobar, God bless us all during this pandemic. Please stay safe and wear your mask. God is good all the time. Lord, please watch over me and all my co-workers at VVRMC. Everybody, look at that. Shout outs to all our frontline workers. Shout outs to all our frontline workers out there at VVRMC, not only VVRMC, your Stat Hospital, United Medical Center. You guys have all of our frontline workers and have kept us literally there, going and surviving. God, they have them to work and can't stay home. Amen. Yes. Also, guys, remember Ram football today, 7 p.m. on Facebook. The Ram blue going up. But here we go. Remember, there is a city. The city would like you guys to encourage to fill out a survey. You guys can obviously inquire some more information about this survey just by simply giving them a call. I'm pretty sure everybody got an email. I did get an email with a ton of great questions. And I'm going to start focusing, and like I said, I'm going to bring a business owner on here right now. We're gonna discuss this question, and I want to get as much feedback as all of you guys can here on Facebook and on YouTube. The question is, how do you rate the economic stability and opportunity in Del Rio, from 5 being great to 1 being poor? Once again, this is the economic stability and opportunity. Esa es mi pregunta hoy, esta mañana. Estamos hablando de un cuestionario que la ciudad está poniendo ahí para que sepan qué piensan la gente de los ciudadanos de Del Río, del condado. Hicimos esa pregunta, o hicimos una pregunta el miércoles, y vamos a seguir haciendo esto porque pienso que es bien importante. Esta viene diciendo cómo piensan que está la estabilidad económica y oportunidad aquí en este pueblo. Por favor, mándenme un mensaje al 830-734-0, perdón, 830-719-3085. Ese es mi número de texto. Send me a text at 830-719-3085. Or drop me a comment on the comment section on Facebook. My question of the day is, how do you rate the city economic stability and opportunity, as Mr. Lou from Mr. Don Lou stepping in here? How do you rate the other one? And your headphones are right there. And how do you rate the economic stability and opportunity in this city? I'm going to start with myself. And remember, this is my opinion, nothing related to the station owners or anything. And I'd like to welcome here Don Lou himself coming into the studio. Also, another young business owner. We're going to have another one here joining in here shortly. Don Lou, how's everything going?
I'm doing great.
You doing great?
Yeah.
Did you turn on your little radio there so you'll be able to hear the power? Ya se va a escuchar ahí.
Yeah.
Adjust the volume. First and foremost, Lou, thank you for sponsoring Ram Football. Muchas gracias.
Appreciate that.
And I feel, I think this is great news. This is great news. You opened up a second Lou's Wood Fire Pizza.
Yes, we're opening up hopefully within the next 60 to 75 days out there on Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, right before entering San Antonio.
Right before entering San Antonio. There we go. Growth. That means that obviously the people here in Del Rio believed in the pizza that you have, and the service, the great customer service, the delivery. You have a mobile app. So leads me to my question. And like I said, this is just your opinion, nothing affiliated to obviously Luzwood Fire Pizza, you yourself. How do you rate the economic development and opportunity in your city of Del Rio, being 5 best to 1 to poor?
Oh, I didn't even know those odds. No, well, first and foremost, you gotta have like you gotta want to do it yourself. Whether it be working a regular job, owning a business, having a government type of job, you still gotta wake up and work every day.
Make it happen.
And from your attitude to what you do in your everyday life is gonna transfer to what happens next. Whether you are successful or not. You can't just work and then go drink and smoke it all the way.
Yeah, you can't. You and obviously, this is and this is regarding the city put out a city survey with maybe about 20 questions in there on how you rate the city in the city and the county in different aspects. They talk about from cleanliness to parks and I mean, so many questions that we're going to be focusing on through the Town Talk Lives. And this we on Wednesday we said, how do you rate Del Rio as a place to live? That was another question on that survey. This question for today is, how do you rate the economic? Now, obviously, you made a very, very great point there, Lou. Is if the city, you have to make it happen for yourself. Don't wait for the situation to present itself. Correct?
Exactly.
I mean, you yourself, when you said, "Hey, I'm gonna start up a pizza place here," I mean, you knew how the city was. You knew how our economic development was. You said, "You know what? I'm gonna take it upon myself and do it." What made you take that?
I just wanted to do it. I just really loved pizza, and at the time I had a chance to do it. And don't get me wrong, at first it was slow, it was hard, but at the end of the day, what measures success? What measures happiness? So I have a great time with my customers, with my community, and everything.
So I mean, from hearing from you, I think you were able to branch off and now open up another one. So the opportunity and success is probably, to me, as a business owner, if I was in your shoes, I would say the city has a 5 because you were able to grow and build on something else.
Oh yes, of
Yeah.
course.
So to me, and like I said, and this is what I love about our Facebook community, Don Lou. People commenting, and this is what Town Talk Live is all about. Things will get better after the new year. People will not have reason to forget others. Also, Robert saying there should be a very nice people out here, and the water and the gas, and they should have come up, como se llama, la good patriots, win, loss, erase up, one, and the water and gas. Obviously, still talking about the water issue, like I said, and also Mr. Fredo Rodriguez saying, tell Lou congratulations on his new home and from a brother built on my childhood street.
Oh,
Fredo
nice.
Rodriguez commenting on the stream there. So,
I know him.
yeah, so obviously people commenting on there. And obviously, who doesn't have their ups and downs as a business? I mean, as a family, to anybody, there's a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, the water was one of the biggest ones. They tried to address it, but the question of the day here is, and if you guys could comment on there, keep commenting on there, is how do you rate the economic stability and opportunity here in Del Rio? What brings me to concern here, Lou, I've had a lot of messages and phone calls saying, why has the Spectrum office closed down? That's one. Why is, I've heard the library, but that was something else. We'll get some information on that. And, obviously the News Herald, that was a big one also that closed down.
That is a big one.
That is the biggest one. But those are, I would say, not a tribute to maybe some sort of the economic here, but it's more towards where we're growing. Every business, you have to evolve, right?
Yeah, you have to adapt, and it feels like we're transferring to a digital age, whether we want it or not.
Yes, and I think, like I said, when you go into the, I try to get a hold of somebody from Spectrum and get a decent answer, but they put me on hold for so many times, and I'm like, there's only so much I can hold. I got to take other phone calls, do other things, But since I really never got an answer, it got me to think, did they think we don't have a necessity to have a Spectrum office? That led to me to think. Um, a person on the comment section saying, when can precinct 3 and 4 receive turkeys like precinct 2 and 1? Precinct 3, you're going to be with precinct number 1 on Monday with Mr. Martin Wardlaw. Mr. Bull Nettleton will be having his turkeys for precinct 3 for the people that live in Del Rio on Monday. Now, the people that live in Comstock, he's going to take up some turkeys up there for you guys, obviously. And Precinct 4 is giving turkeys away right now as we speak. So thank you for dropping comments there on the stream. Thank you. Muchas gracias. That's what got me thinking, Lou, was that. To say, hey, did we deserve to something like that? Then all of a sudden now the News Herald. But that goes to say you need to evolve yourself. You got yourself an app.
Yeah.
You made some changes to change with the times. And I believe, if you don't change, you get left behind. And to me, that's the biggest thing. Look at us now, streaming not only just on Facebook, but YouTube.
Everybody's always on their phone.
Yeah.
When you wake up, the first thing you do is on your phone. 5 minutes, you're on the phone. You get out of the restroom, you look at the phone.
You're in bed.
It's never
before you
stopped.
go to bed. Now,
Yeah.
with this same question, Lou, obviously there's a lot of other young business owners out there. Just to name another one, Turi Duvalina, his dad from Jesus M. Duvalina Law Offices. He recently came back again. Why? Because he saw that there was a need for that type of practice, and they saw that. He said, you know what? I need to come back home. I need to come back to Del Rio. But what do you have to say to the person that's going to either watching us right now, Lou, and has a little grain of salt in their cabeza saying, man, I feel I have this, I want to start something.
Yeah.
You yourself started something. What do you have to say to that person that might have that little grain of salt, that little small bean in a thought saying, man, me quiero abrir una caruchita. I want to open up a business, but should I? What advice do you have for them?
You gotta want to do it. You gotta want to do it every day. Wake up and do it, because also you gotta believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody's gonna believe in you. You gotta give out that attitude, that aura that you want to receive back, to let people know that you're a businessman, you're a working man, you're a trustworthy man, a respectable person.
Yes, and I think that's the biggest one. Hopefully Raul does have some time to make it. Also another one that he was with the company. Then he said, you know what, I'm going to branch off on my own. And look at him now. Just like yourselves. Very high profile businesses here in Del Rio. Also, young business owners, and that's what I like to see in this station. I want to see people from around our generation, Lou, taking that leap forward, because I believe that's important.
Nothing happens overnight.
No, it
Nothing
doesn't.
happens overnight. I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been making pizzas for 20 years in my kitchen, in my apartment, making us go to the restroom, stuffing ourselves. But, I had to go to New York to learn how to do it and to get a real recipe and stuff.
And find your own style, and which has
Yes,
been
sir.
very, very successful. Now, obviously, coming with a new year, we got some new fresh eyes, and it goes with this question. You got some new city council people in there in the city, fresh new eyes, possibly new ideas, hopefully new ideas, new ways of staying in communication with the people. What would you like to see different this coming year for yourself as a business owner from the city, Lou?
Well, to me, either way, we're always open. We're working. Whether my employees come or not, I got to work it, But more than anything, please don't close us down. We don't need to shut down or nothing like that. If you want to stay at home, you stay at home. But the rest of us have to make a living,
Yeah, and
I'm here to serve my community, the ones that want to come out to eat or order food to go out, and I know it's like a 50-50 or in between, but yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, and that's very important, because every business, just like anything, you guys have rules to follow. Obviously, you guys follow the rules that the CDC did to keep you guys going. And just like you said right now, you know, when you said please don't shut you down, you know, that comes from, I mean, looking at your expressions there, you know, you really mean that, because that is your livelihood. That is about how many employees do you have?
About 10.
About 10 employees, probably even more now with that other new business out there that's going to be in Lucky Ranch. But that's 10 people that obviously are going to be now unemployed if they, and by all means, we're not saying for the city to say, hey, do what you guys, the city council, the local health authority, do what you guys think is best. But we do have business owners that are very, very well prepared to still keep going and follow the measures they need to do to make a buck, right?
Yes.
And that is, and you gotta want it, and that goes to you. Say, hey, ¿sabes qué? If you're a business owner and you've successful, you gotta want it. So that goes with the opportunity and economic of the city. Now they can say, okay, well, here's our guidelines. We'll keep you open, but you can't just say, you know what? I'm just gonna close.
Oh no.
No, whatever. You know, that's that question that they ask you on that survey has to come out of yourself too, of how driven you are to make your business work. You know, example here in the radio. I mean, we could have just stick to the radio and see how far that goes. No, we had to branch out into social media ourselves too, you know, so to keep us going too, even through this COVID. And I mean, we're not by all means out of it. You know, we're still here with mask and sanitizer y todo. But, so, tenemos que hablar poquito en español porque después nos dicen que estamos hablando mucho en inglés. La pregunta que le hice a nuestro propietario de Lou's Wood Fire Pizza es, ¿qué piensa él en la situación, en la pregunta que está en el cuestionario que puso la ciudad, que qué piensa, cómo está, o piensa del 5 sea el mejor, al 1 sea, pues, que está haciendo un mal trabajo, cerca de la economía y oportunidad de trabajos? Luz, si nos puede decir poquito en español, ¿cómo piensas en eso? Usted me dijo que no nomás es decir, 1 o 5, no, uno lo tiene que querer, ¿verdad?
Uno tiene que tener ganas de venir a trabajar. No, nada es gratis. La más ganas que le echa, lo más éxito que le sale en la vida. Pero uno también tiene que respetarse.
Respetarse. Y luego, ¿y qué le dice usted a los que quieren comenzar un negocio, que son jóvenes así como nosotros, que, man, hago algo, pero sí o no? ¿Qué les puedes decir a ellos ahorita que hacen unos buenos tacos? Nomás un ejemplo, ¿ok? Que hacen unos buenos tacos de fajita y a mí todo le dicen, oye, tienes que hacer algo tú. Pero se queden con la duda. ¿Qué les puedes decir a ellos tú?
Hazlos y empieza chiquito y de ahí crece. Y si te va bien, pues te encuentras un lugar y pones tu poste y le sigues.
Dígame, ¿qué más quiere del río? Lu, por favor, díganos, no nomás comenzaste, tuviste que entrenar, tuviste que poner mucho de tu dinero, como dijiste, ser número 1 no pasa sobre noche.
Yeah.
Y no todo, Michael Jordan se tardó, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Se tardó Michael Jordan, se tardó LeBron James. Apenas le dieron el Space Jam movie, you know?
Yeah.
You know, Goku wasn't mastered Ultra Instinct on the first DBC show, ¿no?
Right.
Todo tomó su tiempo. ¿Qué le puede decir a nuestro auditorio sobre eso, de paciencia?
Paciencia es lo más difícil de tener en la vida, pero lo necesita uno para seguirle, para avanzar. Sin paciencia, nada pasa. No, nada va a pasar en un día.
And thank you, muchas gracias. Like I said, everybody here, this is a program I'm trying to bring to you guys, informative, with young business owners, so people out there know that we are trying to make it happen for our city. Obviously, Lou's Wood Fire Pizza, known for the great pizza. Chicken barbecue is my favorite. If you guys want to send me any to my house, definitely I will take that. I got to clear that out. But I'm going to go with some quick commercial breaks, and I'll be back with more of Town Talk Live.
You can always find great savings of name brand products when you shop at your Sears hometown store in La Villita Shopping Center. Great prices on Kenmore electric ranges, dishwashers, and refrigerators. You'll also find great savings on Craftsman tools, whether it's a wrench set or a new washer and dryer. Shop your Sears hometown store, 2400 Veterans Boulevard in La Villita Shopping Center. Sears, your hometown store.
United Medical Centers is proud to announce the addition of Mrs. Patricia Gomez, certified family nurse practitioner, to the United Medical Centers family of healthcare providers. She practices family medicine and is eager to serve the Del Rio community's healthcare needs. Schedule your appointment at the South Main Street office by calling 830-774-5534. Open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Skillets of Del Rio has new lunch items available now for dine-in or takeout. Delicious wraps, creamy and melty quesadillas, and their hand-breaded comfort food, the country fried chicken sandwich. Also, join the Skillets Lunch Club, where you buy 5 lunches and get the 6th one free. Call us for curbside service at 830-775-6060 or dine in with us at 2003 Veterans Boulevard. And remember to start your day the blissful way.
Hey Del Rio, Raul Rivas here, Brown Nissan of Del Rio. Just wanted to touch base and invite you to hit me up on my text line, 830-765-9991. What I want you to do is send me a picture of your vehicle, the VIN number, and the mileage. I'm going to shoot you back an immediate offer. This offer is going to be for trade-in or purchase. It could be anywhere between $2,000, $3,000, even $4,000 over market value. The current market conditions are very difficult. Vehicle acquisition is not as easy as it used to be because there is not available inventory at the auctions or even with the factories. So what I want to do is I want to buy your car, the car you're driving right now down Veterans Boulevard, Main Street, parked in your driveway, parked at work. Take a picture, send me the VIN, the mileage. I'm going to get you an offer. Come out and see us, Brown Nissan of Del Rio, 2300 Veterans Boulevard, 830-775-0566. Follow me on social media, hashtag Better Call Raul, right on the price, right on the corner.
Oralia and staff at CNC Flower Designers, located at 1913 Veterans Boulevard, have a large selection of bouquets, fresh flowers, fruit baskets, balloons, plush animals, silk arrangements, and so much more. CNC Flower Designs for all your floral arrangement needs. CNC Flower Designs opens Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday 8 to 12 noon. Telephone number 830-774-7271. CNC Flower Designs, glad to make that arrangement for any occasion.
All right, good morning, and like I said, welcome back. Thank you to all our great sponsors. If it wasn't for sponsor of Town Talk Live, no estábamos aquí. Fantastic. Remember, everybody, food distribution going on right now. Ahorita is going on right now at Precinct 4 with Mr. Gustavo Flores. But right now, I'd like to keep going on with the great question that I have. I got another. Oye, Tennessee Jr., ¿dónde está sacando all these business owners? Where did they come out of? I'm like, well, they've been here in our city. One of them you guys might know a lot. Why? Because of the air guns, the roofing from the big storm. You guys, he is number one. But it didn't take him. And I'm going to ask really quick, before we get to it, tell us really quick about, Val, ¿verdad? Val, que le diga de Sanchez Roofing Services. What's Sanchez Roofing Services all about?
About doing your roof.
Getting it done.
Getting it done the right way. We don't use just any material, so we use the best that there is. And then we have a good crew, and we handle all your paperwork, so you just have to trust us and to do your roof, and we handle everything from there.
All right. Thank you very much. Pero la persona that we all want to know how it was, and it leads to my question here, Raul, is how do you rate the city's economic opportunity and for personal and a person's self opportunity from 1 to a 5? You as a young business owner that at one point in time was employed by an employer, saw that there was a need in Del Rio, said, you know what, I'm going to take that bet. I'm going to bet on myself, bet on my experience, my quality, and I'm going to make it happen. And thanks to you guys, y'all watching me on Facebook, listening to me on the radio or on YouTube, made them number one. Raul, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
What do you think of that question there?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a tough question, you know, because you can go back and forth all day and rate the city's, economic opportunity. You know, you can rate it at a 1, but like we were discussing earlier, it all goes back to the person's work ethic. You know, you can you can be in a city where they have the best economic opportunity, but if your work ethic is not there, then you're not going to make the most of it, and you're not going to, you're not going to come out on top, right?
Yeah, you won't do nothing.
And so to me, honestly, it becomes a little irrelevant because you have to have that drive. You have to surround yourself with good people, you know, that can kind of match that drive. You know, I've gotten very blessed and very fortunate, you know, to have Angel. You know, Angel.
Your bodyguard.
Yeah.
Not your bodyguard, but he's a good co-worker.
Yeah,
there.
Angel takes care of me. You know, Valerie. You know, she helps me out a lot. You know, Isabel at the office, Carlos. I got to shout out George Correa. George has been with me for 5 years now. He's our longest employee. But you have to surround yourself with people that have the same work ethic, same drive, same respect for the trade. You know, because without that, it doesn't matter if you were, you know, in a community that was peaking in economic growth, you wouldn't be able to get through.
And you said something there that's very important. You said peaking in economic growth. Have you, and I know, and this is my opinion, I don't think we ever reached peak economic growth.
No.
I think we're still growing slowly. So for you, and you said peaking to where you're at with a city that's nowhere near that level is just not because of how the city is in growth and how can I say, there's a lot of trabajos que hay, viene trailers y viene, and I mean, you're a boom town, right?
Right.
You were able to become number one because of hard work.
Right. Just hard work, honesty, just being transparent with the customers, you know, just doing what you said you're going to do. You know, if you're charging for something, do what you charged for. That's really the main thing. You know, it's not very hard to start. It is hard to start a business. It's not
very.
Yeah, it's not hard to keep your word. You know, that's what's going to carry you through is your word. You know, that's what I'm saying. You can be in a city that's down in the dumps. You know, and just no economic growth, and they're having a hard time. You know, but if you provide a service that's needed, and you earn respect, you know, and do what you say, then you're going to start doing well for yourself because people are starting to demand that service.
Yes, and that is, you know, one thing that you made, and just like Lou, he was very specific. So, you know, obviously you guys are number one. Del Rio accepted you guys, and to me, you would rate it probably at a number 5. You know, just just because you were able to be very successful in this city. And what made you take that? At one point, you were working for a company, right? You were working for a company. What made you take that giant leap, especially on a city that you said is not peaking or is showing growth? What made you say, you know what, I feel, this was all just in your corazón,
Right.
that you made that says, you know what, I think there's a need for this. What made you take that big giant leap?
So as you know, I was in the oil field for 14 years, right? I stepped away from that and I started working for another roofing company. That's how I started, actually, as I started working for another roofing company. I knew a little bit about it. Those guys did a really good job of teaching me the ropes, you know. So whenever I was brave enough to say, okay, you know, I want to move back home because I was roofing in another city. And I said, you know what? Del Rio needs this. You know, Del Rio needs... The only time you ever see a roofing company is whenever you get a hailstorm.
Exactly.
You know,
yes.
I was here long before that.
Way long before that.
You know, so that's what I saw. I saw is if I can provide a service to where you're not asking your neighbor, hey, do you know a roofer, or hey, do you know somebody? You can go on Google, you can go on Facebook, you can find us, you know, down the street on Gibbs. You know, that's what the city of Del Rio needed, is somewhere where you could walk in and have a face and know that if anything happened, you could always go back to that office. Or, you know,
questions or algo.
Exactly. You know, instead of trying to chase somebody around on a cell phone.
Or a 1-800 number. Please wait for it. Right.
Yeah. And every time they would call, they get the same people over and over again. So we become familiar with the customers. I figured that's kind of that was a structure that I wanted to follow, you know, and we were able to achieve that. You know, now, you know, thank God, we've been doing really well with our office there. We have customers stop by every now and then. They want to see colors. They want to see samples. They want whatever. That is what I wanted. You know, Del Rio needed that. Just like Del Rio needed a Home Depot and Del Rio needed a McCoy's. You know,
McCoy's.
they
Now
all,
a Walgreens.
Right.
Another Walgreens.
yeah.
So, you know,
And that's up that, and that shows growth,
Growth,
you know.
yes.
So that shows growth, you know. That's what we're talking about, is the growth. So, so yeah, that's good. I mean, you know, we've been very blessed. But again, we saw the opportunity and we took it, you know.
And Raul, you know, and I think I need to. There's this great story, obviously, of your whole background that's going to come out in the December 1st issue of the Texas Times. Fantastic! You guys definitely need to take the time and read it. Yeah, I think you made my dad cry on that one. He called me. He's like, "Man, ese muchacho has a story that you cannot imagine." I'm like, "I know. I hear. You know, I've had the opportunity to talk to you, and you know, we share a lot of oil field stories too.
Yeah.
And, you know, between our fathers and everything. So, to that question, I think it's more to cuántas ganas tú quieres para tu negocio,
Right.
¿verdad? I mean, porque uno puede decir, oh, ¿sabes qué? Estamos en uno, como usted que dijo, pero oye, todavía quiero comenzar. ¿Por qué? Porque me dicen que, un ejemplo, yo hago los mejores, o quiero poner mis fajitas tacos en un puestecito. Y uno lo va a hacer sabiendo con cuánto esfuerzo le va a hacer promover su negocio y hacerlo que sea el número uno, ¿verdad?
Ajá.
Así como usted dijo, Raúl, tú comenzaste con nomás pensando en tu corazón, en tu mente, que es lo que faltaba algo aquí en Del Río.
Sí, sí, es lo que faltaba, una oficina, como platicábamos, cuando tienen una gotera o se vuela teja o cualquier cosa, ¿verdad? Los vecinos empiezan a preguntarse, ¿conoces a alguien que arregle techos o conoces? Y eso no sé, es difícil porque te pueden recomendar a alguien que realmente no sabe lo que está haciendo, o te pueden recomendar a alguien que es bueno, pero luego para la otra que lo encuentres, o la otra que lo necesites, ya no lo vas a encontrar, aunque sea, por más bueno que sea el trabajo del señor, no lo vas a encontrar, va a ser difícil para localizarlo. Eso es lo que yo quería hacer, es tener una oficina donde los clientes puedan entrar y conocernos, mirar el material, mirar cómo lo instalamos, enseñarles la calidad del trabajo que estamos haciendo. So ellos pueden entrar ahí. Es lo que yo quería, era una oficina, y eso logramos hacerlo. I like that Spanish.
It's good. Angel, I know you're watching on Facebook. Isabel there at the office.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think about that? I lo dejo ahí on that one. And I think that you made that very, very clear there, both English and Spanish, Raúl. Now, what do you have to say? And I'm going to say this, same question I asked to Don Lou of Lou's Wood Fire Pizza that was here earlier. What do you have to say? And I think the mayor said this one time whenever I had him on the radio. In these hard times, the innovators come out.
Exactly.
The innovators come out. What do you say to those innovators so they can take that giant leap forward and starting their own business?
That's why you're innovators, you know. And so I became, and actually the drive behind this entire thing, there's a show. It was on National Geographic. It's called The Men Who Built America, right? I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it talks about all the innovators, like the oil field, the light, you know, or electricity, you know, all kinds of different things. All these businesses were started whenever times were tough, you know. So when times are tough, you'll see the people that actually wanted to succeed or succeed with a business. I'm sorry, because that doesn't, you know, pertain to everybody. But the people that wanted to drive their business, some people were up to the challenge, and they're the ones that rose above the rest. And you know, and you would see that. The people that wanted to be a little bit more conservative, you didn't see that because they were holding back and playing it safe, which there's nothing wrong with that, you know, because we're all trying to play it safe for our family. But and it was tough times when I started this here. There was no roofing going on, you know. So I had to get out there. I had to talk to contractors. I had to talk to everybody, make sure my name was out. And I started little by little, and I started going, and until I got getting my name out, you know. So we were already in business well over 2 years before that hailstorm hit. So when it hit, I mean, we were getting
people knew already about
200, 300 calls a day, you know, and we got to service a lot of roofs, take care of a lot of people. So that was great. So our plan worked, you know. So it's always, you have to, in my opinion, you have to save, or you have to be careful and wait for the right opportunity. And sometimes the best opportunity is when times are a little bit tougher, because now you have no room to fail.
There's
you know?
no room to fail. How do you like those words of wisdom coming from the person that made roofing great again here in Del Rio, Mr. Raul Sanchez? Raul, I really think you hit it right where it needed to be. Is whenever you, specifically with that question, saying that question is more to one person's self.
Right.
Where do you see your business? Do you say, you know what, I'm going to do it and I'm going to go at it 100%?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you were. And you said you started off well before the hailstorm. You've been here. You were already established. You won the title even before
Right.
the hailstorm. So it goes to show that people were trusting you and all those adventures. And now, it allowed you to grow.
Right.
It allowed you to grow. It allowed you to employ. How many employees? When I met you, it was just you working out of your truck.
Yeah, it was.
Now
just,
you got your bodyguard. You got Miss Val. You got Isabel commenting on the stream saying hello. You got Isabel there now at your office. I mean, how has that allowed you to grow?
So what it was at the beginning is I was getting pulled in 5-6 different directions. I had to take calls. I had to make appointments. I had to order material. I had to do the estimates. I had to do the installation. I knew that there was a point in time where I was gonna have to, share the reign a little bit. Share. Let some parts go. So Isabel's done a great job in keeping doing our books and keeping track of payroll and stuff like that. She does a great job. Valerie is behind me all the time trying to remind me, hey, remember, we got to do this, we got to do that.
I
didn't have that before,
You didn't have that before.
And then, so there's times now too where we got an appointment set, and we have to go run and do different stuff. Angel, I trust Angel with everything. He goes out there and takes care of that stuff, and I don't have to be questioning everything. He knows what he's doing, so it's a big relief, to have this help.
Yes, and you know what? That shows growth. That shows opportunity. And I believe that question, whenever you do fill out that survey, I think that is a 5 because you and your team made that a 5.
Right.
You made that a 5. Just like ourselves here, you had to innovate. Mm-hmm. You had to innovate. You had to do something different to make yourself stay in this. Like I said, with our city never peaking. Obviously, and I know I said this to Don Lou I get a bunch of questions on why the Spectrum office closed and why this. I mean, I was never able to get a clear answer from Spectrum, to be honest with you guys. I never was. I was there on the phone for like hours and hours trying to get a phone call or an answer from them, y nada. So I really can't say why they closed. So, but the News Herald and all those, we addressed those earlier during the week. So it's all cuántas ganas le echa uno, right, Raul?
Right.
You yourself, what, and then my final question I want to ask you, we have some new city council members, a new year. Everybody says, ¿sabes qué? New year, new vibes. Se barren con el huevo. They do all the grapes on New Year's. Los sacuden. I mean, they do everything at the beginning of the new year. What would you like to see of the city and the county this coming up 2021?
I don't know. That's kind of a tough question. I mean, as far as city growth, I mean, I think if we started bringing in a few stores, at the mall's, it's a bad scene, and then you walk in, and you think about it, they open up a store, whether it be a clothing store, any kind of store, it provides jobs for the people of Del Rio. It gives you a different place to go and shop. It gives you, so jobs is the main thing. More people are working. That means more people are buying. So I think that would be a good idea. In my opinion, stores, restaurants, stuff like that, it helps. If you go to our neighboring cities, and of course they had a little bit of oil field over there, right? But that's what helped them a little bit is they added these things to there. But every town is different. Every city has different needs. I think Del Rio has done a wonderful job of maintaining and growing the way it has been. But yeah, there's room for improvement everywhere. And not only within the city, the county, within our businesses. So it'll be just something we'll have to keep an eye on.
Appreciate it, Raul. This is what this was my vision for the program, was to bring entrepreneurs, young business owners that took that leap forward. And you said it right, when this town wasn't peaking in its financial and economic stability. Once again, Val, how can they go get a hold of you, Isabel? His bodyguard is not here, which I'm glad, because, man, he looks scary. What is the phone number they can get a hold
Angel.
of everybody out there?
Yeah, if you guys are going to get a hold of Angel, y'all be careful. So
Yes. The So the office number is 830-734-8705. And we also have a new webpage. So Sanchez Roofing dot services.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you guys go by and check out our website.
Yeah.
Our website actually, it's funny because we did the interview for the bio that's coming out on Texas Times. So that my website also has a little bit of a bio
On
in
there
it
too.
too. So I mean, I always want to know where people came from, where they started. It's kind of
That's
just
how
being
you
a
get the
little
feel
nosy.
of the business.
Right,
That's how you get the feel of the
Yeah,
business.
so they wrote a little bit about me in there too. So if anybody wants to read that, they're free to do so.
Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Valerie, for stopping by on Town Talk Live. And thank you, Raul, for being very, very, very upfront on those questions. And I encourage everybody to fill out that survey. There's many more questions on there that you'll find very interesting to yourself as a business owner. So thank you very much for coming by. We'll be back in a few minutes here on how we can save money with Border Federal Credit Union. They're good. They're good.
Questions about your finances, from savings to credit card debt to your retirement and your loans, financial services. At this time, Classic Hits KWMC and Border Federal Credit Union present Your Money Now with BFCU Marketing Manager Abram Rodriguez. Your Money Now.
All right. And with us today on how we can really, honestly, have un poquito más dinero in our books, in our checking account, in our pockets for this holiday season. Pues, ¿quién más? He survived the huddle, so I'm pretty sure he can survive hanging out here with us. Abram, how's it going, Abram, this morning? How can we save money here or have more money in our pockets?
Thank you for having me, first of all.
Yes.
Doing great this morning. But we have a plethora of things that Federal Credit Union right now for our members and potential members. We have our annual holiday loan back again. Our members love this. Essentially, once they get it, as long as they've paid on time and everything, they're going to be able to automatically get that every year. And so we literally will have people start calling us in October saying, hey, is that coming back on
already.
November? And on November 1st, we just like every other year, we had a big rush come in. And so that means that there's a need out there for this product. And so we're doing up to $1,500 this year. So you can give us a call, or you can actually just go to our website, borderfcu.com. And we have a way of doing it to where you actually never have to go into the office for this specific loan. So you can do this completely through email, which is, again, something new we're doing. So for those, again, with safety concerns, those may be high risk that want to take advantage of this, we can do this, like I said, from the comfort of your home. So give us a call, 830-774-2328. We also have our gift cards with no fee this month, as well as next
What?
month. So until the end of the year, and every promotion I talk about today will be valid until December 31st of this year. And so we have no fee gift cards, which means that the amount you pay for the gift card is the amount you're going to get. So if you come in with a $50 gift card, it's going to be exactly $50. This is, again, a great way to give back to people for Thanksgiving, maybe the family members you don't see. We've seen tons of different organizations looking for donations. I think this year, as many other years, there's going to be plenty of people in need, and I think our gift cards offer a great way to give back. And then again, for those for your loved ones that make awesome gifts all the way up to Christmas. And like I said last time, I think getting a gift card for some of these teenagers these days, it may be the best thing possible. So got that going on. And then of course we have our home equity loans, rates as low as 2.75 on that. The good part is that we are doing rebates up to $1,000 for closing costs.
There you go.
That's something that people don't always take into consideration. However, again, we are doing the rebate on that to help our members out a bit during these trying times. We have our vehicle loan rates as low as 2.5%, and we extended the years on that, so we're doing 2015 and newer. So again, just trying to help out as many people as possible. And then for those that may be looking to invest at this point, we have a unimproved land loan promo going on where we essentially have 2 flat rates, so making it really easy. Again, we can do all these things by appointment, or you can call us on the phone or visit our website. Right now, again, with cases going back up, we are trying to highly encourage everybody to to try and use our electronic services. Over the years, we were really blessed in the sense that we have the leadership that's been looking forward to technology over this last and we pride ourselves in trying to keep up with the big financial institutions and give the small town big town services. And so that put us planning for the future over the last few years, put us in a good situation now where we have an app, we have an online banking, we have text banking.
Your
you can do all these
ATM,
things.
your ATM.
Yes.
I didn't. And like I said, I know you're probably shocked that every time I mention this, but to me, to be honest, I was very shocked to know that I can deposit cash there or a check. Lady, you know what? Híjole, ahorita no tengo tiempo para la línea, or you just don't. You know what? That ATM, as long as you put your debit card in there, takes checks and cash.
Yes, and again, something that we were looking forward to. This wasn't installed since COVID started. This was before it. And so even our drive-through areas. Shout out to all our tellers, supervisors, all those that are seeing members through our drive-through every day. They're staying extremely busy, but they're doing all the right things, following protocols to make sure everything's clean, sanitized, and we're helping our members as efficiently and as safe as possible.
Yes, Abram, and with this holiday season being a little bit more different,
right?
Obviously, I mean, I speak for myself, and probably a lot of Del Rio is, it's financially, it's not going to be one of those. Yeah. That's why I'm grateful that you guys have that great holiday loan. And one thing that people kind of took for that, don't think whenever they think of BFCU, but it's there, and you guys do have, is that 2.5% on your house.
Yeah, it's a 2.75 on the home equity. But I said this several times leading coming over the last few months, is that we are essentially 3% lower than we were a year ago to the day. And so the rule of thumb is typically if you can get 2% better on an APR rate, whether it's a vehicle or a house, then you should probably attempt to go ahead and do that. Home equities are really good because essentially if you need a large lump sum of money, you can receive it in that way. If you have the value and equity into your home already, it makes it as a good tool to borrow against and still get at a low APR. College, weddings, things like that. And then the other thing is you don't have to add on any money. So you can get for whatever your principal is now. You don't necessarily have to add money, or maybe you want to shorten the term of your mortgage, or so your home equity is a little bit shorter in terms and has a lower rate. You don't necessarily have to add that money. So there's a few different options and a few different reasons people would do a home equity loan. And again, but with us doing the rebate on the closing costs, it gives that extra incentive to make it. It does make it worth it. So,
and that's one of the good things that happened with this whole corona. It made prices, as far as when it comes to believe it or not, what I'm hearing out in the street right now is they're saying it's easier to buy a house right now than it is to buy a car. Just that's what I'm hearing right now.
I don't know that's necessarily true. Either way, what I can tell you is true is that APR rates are lower than they were a year ago, 2 years ago. They are pretty much rock bottom. I will say that people want to lend out. That is the thing right now, is people want to lend out because essentially credit unions, financial institutions, other lending places, they're able to make more money whenever they're lending rather than just holding people's money. For instance, your savings across the board, as far as our members go, our members aren't spending at the same rate as they were, again, a year ago. They're not doing the same things, not going on vacations, not going out to eat every single night, not going out of town every single weekend. You're not doing these things to spend money. So essentially, the credit union is kind of holding on to a lot of money right now. And so the most efficient thing we can do for everybody to keep making sure that the credit union is healthy is to lend out. And the best way to lend out is to offer out really good rates. So again, we're not alone in that. It's across the board.
Look at that, Del
yeah,
Rio. They need to lend out money.
Yeah.
They need to. It's plain and simple.
Yeah, and we try to make it as easy as probably trying to encapsulate as many people to make it as good, but then doing it in a responsible way is something that's important to the credit union. And I think that we've actually done great. I mean, we look at the numbers as far as how we're lending out. Again, we're doing it in a very responsible way, and we have programs set up for our members to keep them on a successful path. I've talked about that before, our financial counseling program. That program, as far as help in the community, I think that it kind of goes a little unnoticed as far as how much they do help in the community, because they literally have turned people's lives around. We've gone and seen some hopeless situations in which they've got them on a path to where they can be financially free in the future and get on a good path, because that is something that is really worrisome for a lot of people. That's a big stressor for a lot of people. And so again, trying to lend out responsibly, as well as help out these members that may have a little bit of a higher risk, but we do want to be the ones that help them. The last thing we want is to see people go to alternatives like check cashing loan places,
those are the
payday advance places like that. Again, when
those are bad.
Not to talk in a negative way about anyone in the company, the line of work that they do. However, that is one of the situations that we see members get into, that it gets really difficult to get out. And so avoiding that from the very beginning is something that we want to try to encourage our members to do.
Help out.
Right.
And you're going to have the honors this time. I know last time we put you to work a little bit, and I put you to work the other day on the huddle.
Yeah.
Right? Did I?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I loved it though.
Yeah, that one
hype. Yeah.
That one was something else there though. But I said I'm glad that you were able to there. As I'm pulling up, it is Friday, and when it's Friday, that means it's time for the birthday of the week. Abram, I'm gonna have the random number generator that you see there. How many times, I'm going to tell you to press, we have 19, or actually 18. You guys see there 18. How many times do I press randomize and that one's going to be the winner?
I have sports on my mind, so my high school football number was number 4.
Number 4, okay, so I'm going to go 4 times. All right, so number 6, you're out. They say that's number 6, you're out. Number 14, I'm doing it style Facebook.
Yeah.
Those Facebook style ones, except I don't have a little roulette. So 14, you're out. Number 10, you're out. Okay, and here comes the number 4. Number 4 is was Abram's high school football number.
Fun fact.
4. Here we go. As you guys see, number 7, Miss Elsa Maria Gutierrez. Elsa Maria Gutierrez, you just won. Se ganó un pastelito. The HEB. Remember, Ken will be here till 12 p.m. to give you that gift certificate for a Heavenly Delight cake. Abram, really quick closing statements before we end it. We have a fantastic, obviously, Ram football at 7 p.m. But really quick, how you guys, what are your weekend hours and holiday hours for next week at BFCU?
So for us, we will be closed on Thursday and Friday. So it is going to be important this year to go ahead and visit us on Wednesday for those needs. Again, doing stuff online is going to be everyone's best friend right now. Sign up for online services. I think one of the things that people think that it's difficult, it's daunting, whatever the case may be. But our team is so good at they're so well trained, and they're so good at helping people out that we can set everything up for you essentially and teach you the ways to do it. We have a few different ways of doing. One of the things I haven't really talked about much is our text banking. You can literally, we have a short code 61802. Once you register your number and once you're on online service, enrolled for online services, you can just text BAL, short for balance, and you'll get your balance right there. If you want to do a transfer, you can do it all through text. So, like I said, trying to make things as easy as possible, but we will be closed that Thursday and Friday, but we will have our drive-thrus open as normal on Saturday morning once again. So again, visit us on borderfcu.com, give us a call, set up an appointment, take care of those things beforehand, and we hope everyone has a really, really safe and good holiday.
All righty. Thank you, Abram, for stopping by. That's how you can save money with BFCU. Everybody have a great, like I said, no shows for the week of next week. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving, Abram. Hope
Thank
you
you
have
very
a
much.
great
I
Thanksgiving.
appreciate it.
Spend it with family. Eat as much as you can. No huddle on Thursday, but get ready. You survived. That's all
Yes,
I get to
sir.
say. You
Appreciate it.
survived. Thank you, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. See y'all later.
This community affairs program was presented by Classic Hits.